Welcome to the Energy Clearing and Healing for Entrepreneurs. And today we're going to be focusing on soul aligned sales. And so what that means, it's not just soul aligned sales, it's actually soul aligned everything. It's being in alignment with soul aligned clients, a soul aligned day, soul aligned team, soul aligned partners. And we're working from the paradigm that we can't control and change people, but we can always manifest. We can bring our co-creation skills to the floor, and we can really bring a whole lot of energy and a whole lot of intention and a whole lot of goodness into what it is that we really want to create and really what we want to attract and the type of people that we want to work with. And so this is part of our upgrade, and I think it's a regular upgrade, which is why we do the soul aligned clients and soul aligned sales every month. We have a big deep dive into it, because I bet you if you look back at yourselves a month ago, you were different a month ago. The type of, even if you're in real estate sales, or whether you're a lot of you are transformational coaches as well, you were so different a month ago. And so we've got to allow this space to really grow and change so we can attract the next level version people that we really want to be doing our work with as well. So, if you were putting up with, ho-hum clients last month because you were worried about the bills or because you were growing your business, and now you've had an upgrade and now you're feeling like, I want to say, a king or a queen, or you're feeling like you're made for more, or you want to step into a higher identity, we need to shift your energy so that you start to attract that in the quantum field. You start to be a vibrational match for those type of people to just sort of drop in straight away. And when we're on this paradigm, this manifesting advantage, things change right now, things change overnight, things can change in a moment. So we're never working towards things in our business. That is just a paradigm that can slow things down. It can put you into fear. It can make you frustrated. Yes, you know that there is a potential timeline where things can happen and things may take time. But in this paradigm, we're in all time is now space, which means that we're really open to the miracles and the magic of what can happen like straight away. Like, I know someone here got deals on the call a couple of weeks ago, like a couple like on the call. And so we want to be in that frequency all the time. We can actually, and my goal for you guys in this call is that I'm going to really help you with whatever we've got with the kinesiology coming through, that you just go boom into that other vibration where the right people show up. You know how to be in the identity of the person who has those people show up. So you can embody the beliefs, the beingness of you as that next level potential. It's you at your best, not somebody else that you think's great on the internet or in your area, like really you, your unique work, your essence, all of you, and then the people show up. Yeah. And you know how to, mostly because you know how to show up for the people. It's always the way. It's not about them, it's about you. Okay, so let's get into the whole thing, and let me just see what we've got. Okay, nausea. What are you feeling a bit sick about? You feel a bit sick if you've got nausea. What's the nausea? I'm going to open up the chat. You can put 5 things into the chat if you want, or just you've got your own journal for these classes. How are you feeling a bit sick? Do you feel a bit sick about something that you feel is coming upon you in the future? I know some of you are feeling sick about your bodies. Someone's having trouble with eating. Someone's feeling sick about their relationships. Where are you feeling a bit sick? And let's kind of really zero in on this sick feeling, and just because part of alignment, guys, is just stopping and integrating where you are now. That's part of alignment, because you're naturally trying to come into alignment all the time. And sometimes we try and push alignment. It's like, oh, we're getting beaten up even more by life. We've got to try hard. I was like, oh, crikey. Can we just take a break? If we still ourselves, we often just come back into alignment. Have you noticed that when you go on holiday, sometimes you come back and you're in alignment just because you just got off the treadmill for a little bit? Have you noticed that sometimes when actually you stop exercising, this is a disclaimer, don't stop exercising, you actually lose weight because you'll just come back into alignment of your energy in, your energy out. Yeah, or sometimes you need to move to get energy in, energy out. So sometimes we just need to come back to stillness. And I guess that's the whole thing with meditation and things like that. You just stop, you let your vagus nerve kind of drop back in your stomach. You know, I had this great massage in the weekend and she went right down just below here, right into my soul. I could feel her like pushing on the vagus nerve right down. It's almost like she pushed my stomach back onto the spine, where it's meant to be, guys. Not out in front, pushing ahead, trying. It's like I could feel it. It's like I could feel it through my whole being. It's like pushing my vagus nerve, a little thumb going right down the central vessel where we tap, actually. We tap down that part of the body. So let's just find in our bodies right now, where do you feel a little bit sick about things, a little bit worried about the world, the market, money, relationship? Just put in the chat, where's that in your body? Let's just locate it so we can just make sure that it leaves the body during this class. Put in the chat where yours is. And the next word I've got is frustration. What's the frustration? How are you feeling frustrated? Frustration is the enemy of success too, yeah? Because you're not in your in a high level of emotional intelligence when you're frustrated. If you know, I'm not really an expert in human design, but as you know, 75% of the population is a generator, and their signature thing is frustration. So you find a lot of really hardworking business owners are generators because they like to build things, and the frustration, if they can't make friends with the frustration, they're going to always wreck what they're building. Okay, so we've got frustration. Okay, I've got the word fascinated. What do you need to be fascinated by at the moment? What do you need to get really fascinated by? You need to be fascinated by. Okay, we need to go fascinated by. Really, we need to get fascinated by your next level. Like you need to get like the people that are really going ahead and really having like quantum shifts in their money and their business are kind of almost 24/7 fascinated by the next level. It's a curiosity paradigm. It's like, oh, hey, I looked at that cloud and I saw something. Like I'm being random, but you know what I mean? It's like, oh, right, I could do that. Oh, yeah, I could write about that in my email. Oh, I could launch that. I could get on the call to that person now. You've got to get fascinated. You've got to bring passion. You've got to bring fascination. Otherwise, you're just someone else trying to make a living online in the streets in your neighborhood. It's not next level energy. It's not high level success. You've got to get fascinated with your next level. And this is how energy works. Like if you start getting really fascinated about what the next level looks like, you're going to get downloads on the next level. You're going to get downloads about how to show up, what your business models look like. But if you're not fascinated about it, you're just really in employee mode. Are you the CEO of your business or are you an employee? If you're, think about employees, are they that fascinated about the vision? Not really. Are they that fascinated about the strategies and how they work? Not really. You might get a pretty good one, but they're not thinking about it in their sleep. I have downloads in my sleep about work all the time. Probably most of you do in here. All the time. It's kind of, it's a 24/7 job, actually. But that's how you get the shifts. So if you're working in your purposeful work, which most of you are, I already know that, then get fascinated about it because with fascination comes ease and grace. Yeah, so just let's have a goal. I am fascinated by my next level with ease and grace. So we're getting rid of the frustration energy. And basically what we're going to be doing today is we're opening up your nervous system. So your brain pathways, your nervous system, your DNA is open to something coming in that is part of your next level, your own unique codes, upgrading you to be in alignment with the next level clients, the next level everything, the next level offer, all of it. Yeah. The next level opportunity, you don't know. You guys might have completely different opportunities down the road when you leave your offices today or your houses today. Someone might offer you into some business proposition that you'd never dreamt of. You don't know, because we're not just business people, we're investors. I mean, we're investing in things because you're entrepreneurial. There's always something else. Yeah. So just say my goal for this balance is I'm fascinated by my next level with ease and grace. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine the goal after healing and just notice that you're walking the earth in a different way. It's like you've got a lightness about you. It's like you're here to play a game, that there's a softness to it. It's not even about the money anymore. Can you feel that? It's like, oh, wow, how can I bring something to that? What next can I call in? Okay, so let's have a look to see what we need to clear. So what I'm going to do, we had one of you on here had a big issue coming up before. And so I'm going to actually do the clearing that they need as well. And basically, we're going to get rid of anything energetically not good in your DNA. And we're going to recode you for high-level virtues, high-level man-woman qualities, right? So you're not in the suit with everybody else. I'm going to recode you to your highest vibration, like so that you're a dignified human being on the planet doing dignified work. So you've got a different alignment. You're not going to pick up the alignment of people who are vibrating at, possibly lower vibrations. I'm not saying you're better than them. Everybody's loved. In God's eyes, everyone's equal. But from this perspective, we want to be vibrating at a different level with higher virtues, if you like, yeah, higher integrity than perhaps you might be attracting at the moment. So we're just going to do a little bit of a woo clearing on this. This particular one's pretty woo. So let's have a look. So there's a false timeline. So for those of you that have been doing a lot of work with me, you're understanding by now about timelines. We've got to be really careful what we buy into around what people say is going to happen. Always, because the timeline's fluid. So someone might say, well, if you do this, in 6 months, you're going to have an email list of, 2,000 people or 6,000 people. Or if you do this, then you're going to increase your business by, 20%, 10%, whatever it is. But who knows? When we're working in this quantum energy, when we're doing the manifesting advantage, all time is now. So there's no such thing as time. And later on, when you get to your 100K months, or beyond, whatever you're going for, that moment in time will be in our time as well. So there's no difference. It won't be a future thing when it lands, it'll be a now thing. So that's how we claim the timeline. It's as simple as that. Can you get that? Isn't that just, no one's explained it to me that well before. It's just so logical, isn't it? There's only the now. So when you finally get to the goal that you're dreaming of now, it will be in our time. That's how we can just drop, especially, but even if you just do it once a week with me here, you drop into the feeling of the all time is now thing. Oh yeah, I'm creating that. There's the feeling of that. Oh yeah, that feels really good. The family's all good. I'm going to buy that car. Got all that happening with the security. I can pay for my family for this, my extended family for that. You're in the energy of that, right? So we want to clear a false timeline. That is something that's been put upon you as to how long time things take. Okay, so we're just clearing it because, it's the quantum field. We're just readjusting it. Hang on, we're not sure we're going to erase and delete anything in a false timeline. Yeah. Because we're always re-choosing our vibration all the time. We're always upgrading. Like I said, we're always upgrading to, this is who I really want to be. I don't know if anyone saw my post this morning. Can you be the better person and the same person at the same time? Yes, you can, because it's still you, but you're being the better person. You're leaning into that identity of the leader, of the sacred leader, of the queen, of the king, of the fabulous partner, of the incredible transformational leader, of the best, business person in your area, whatever it is, the best leader, whatever it is. Can you do that now, even if you haven't got the evidence that that's true now? Because that's how you access the next vibration. Okay, so what we're going to do is it's quite hard to understand, but I'm just going to go for it, guys, and I'm just going to recode some of these things that are in your DNA, and you might not understand them, and anyone watching this on the replay that hasn't been following me for a while, hasn't been in this container, think, what? But we're going to recode some of your cellular components, okay? So accessing all levels of consciousness, advanced dimensions, the guardians and enlightened beings, I, Jed Cudmore, request the removal and cancellation of the soul false timeline and the removal of the corrupted frequencies and inversions and spirals, numbers, letters, God's thumbprint, stored in everyone's DNA and 617 living soul facets, causing sacrifice, low self-worth, limitedness, fear, guilt, war, intolerance, evil, curses, poverty, chastity, suffering, service, struggle, shame, pain, and inhumanity. To recode you, consisting of the 4 elements. So we've got all these elements in our DNA: carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, 20 active codes, 64 possible codes, and divine proportion 1.618. To restore and elevate the new codes to, and can you say these after me if you feel like you want to claim them: unlimitedness, value, self-love, peace, oneness, confidence, expression, individuality, kindness, connection, acceptance, empowerment, safety, abundance, humanity. And take a big breath into that. And just feel all those words have just taken over the space where you're feeling nauseous in your body, and we'll just let that all fall away. I confirm that everyone's new soul coding is activated in their soul and DNA blueprint for the advancement of personal and global freedom. So what I want you to do is you can just put your 5 fingers into your heart here if you like. And just say, I choose to release the old coding of martyrdom and victim and being a victim implants in my consciousness and blueprint relating to my life and business and beyond. I choose to allow the new coding of humanity in my DNA and consciousness. I choose to live in freedom, sovereignty, and live in oneness with humanity, peace from this point forward. And take a big breath into that. And as you breathe out, just kind of like, make a noise and just send out a bit of a toning out to the world. It could be a sigh, that you're just putting out the message that you're attracting people who are in alignment with those values. Like, amazing. How amazing would it be that you attract people who are about unlimitedness, who are about value, self-love, peace, oneness, confidence, expression, individuality, kindness, connection, acceptance, empowerment, safety, abundance, and humanity. How do you think your work would be when you attract those people? How do you think you would evolve as a human being when you've got those type of people in your life? Relationships, friends, clients, colleagues, coaches, teachers, mentors. See, we're just in a whole different, do you notice we just popped into another universe? Now, if I showed you on the map of consciousness with David Hawkins, it's boom, boom, yeah, and then it pops into courage, and then it pops into, you know, the other elements of self-responsibility, all those beautiful entrepreneurial codes, all the good mindset stuff, all the good energy stuff. It's further up. Down below, it's like, I've got to get this sale because it's a whole weird energy. You're marketing out of fear, you're doing all that. Now, if you pop into these higher levels, you just naturally attract the people. We still want you to market because that you have to be seen. You have to allow yourself to be seen. You have to be pushed to be seen. You just have to allow yourself to be seen. But you watch it just go, you just get really on fire by being in that energy. It's an attraction model. It's an attraction energy. People are looking, people in that level naturally will attract to you when you're in that, when you're also in those qualities. Yeah, and you'll just do your best work, and they'll refer, and they'll refer, and they'll refer, and they'll refer. Okay, put in the chat if you've got anything to say about that, or you felt anything through that, or it made sense to you. So what I want to say about that is really soul aligned clients are people with those higher values. When you think about it. So you don't have to get all too ninja about your avatar or your niche or your promise and all this stuff that can really cloud your mind. You can just work with people who share the same values, yeah, who are of that same level of values, and then you'll just know what to do because you're really good at what you do. There's nothing tricky about it. It's soul, because the soul speaks to the soul. Doesn't speak to the mind of a client, it speaks to the soul, and people can feel your frequency, they can feel your values. So it's just when you go to write your emails, or when you get to do your marketing or do your ads or speak to a client or go to a listing or launch something, there's no tricky thinking, there's no smart way of doing it. You're just in your values and you're speaking out. You know, we use the archetypes, a really quick way of doing it, being that person, and then it's amplified and it all works. So really lean into that this week, and I'll write out what those values are, and you can say them out loud and claim them. And let's just see what happens when you attract people with that. It's like your soul already knows who you are. Their soul already knows who you are, and they're in. Yep. Okay, so let's clear a generational program that's basically stopping you really just owning these values, living in this world, and just living in this world and then doing what you know you're really good at. You've all got your own unique work. It's not that hard, yeah, to do what you do, is it? Put in the chat if you don't know your job, if you don't know how to do your job. I don't think there's anyone here who's not good at their job. Yeah. What's hard is being the person. That's the hard thing. It's easy to show up and do your job. The harder thing is being the person, being in the identity of the higher vibration of you, the person who's winning, the person who's at 100K months or more with grace and ease, in a contribution energy, not in a reptilian energy. Yeah, like a lizard going around sucking up all the insects. You're not one of those. Yeah. Okay, so let's just clear a generational program. Okay, so we've just got to clear another energy on this first. Okay, so I want you to say, Lucy's better at her job than me, that's the dog, that's funny. Okay, so I want you to say, I take responsibility for my attitudes and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively transform, transcend, dissolve my low energy, my disheartenment, my weariness, and my frustration into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively embrace life with energy, enthusiasm, and love. Okay, so I want to go into this. Let's just go into that energy. I just want to find out why you guys haven't got energy at the moment. Can you put in the chat what if you feel like you don't have next level energy? Put in the chat if you know why. Let's just get some clarity around that. You need energy to do your work. You need some basic organic energy and you need spiritual energy. You need meat and potatoes energy and you need God energy, basically. Not excited. Spiritual hit. Well, yeah, a psychic hit, not a spiritual hit, actually. What else? Bad fights. Yep. What else? What would be really powerful for you guys to start installing a code within yourself that no matter what's happening, even if you're like, I don't know, in hospital or something, right? That you can access the river beneath the river, if you like. You can access a deep sense of calm and a deep sense of energy. Even if you've just got like a glimpse of it, it's a life force energy. And then what you can do, if you just get a glimpse of it, you can start building it up, because otherwise, you know, if you really want to get to that next level energy, you've got to be consistent. You've got to be able to always tap into a life force energy, even if you've had a fight, even if you're sick, even if you've lost all your money, even if all your clients leave, even if all of it, you've got to be able to tap into that energetic spark, really. It's your soul spark. Yeah, the deep within the deep. Does that make sense? And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like amazing, where do you think you're sitting at the moment with regards to connection? We'll call it your soul spark, your soul sparkle that never goes out, only goes out when you die, and then we just see it in the sky floating around us like it's not in your body anymore. 6, 6.5, 4, 5. I feel like it's a bit of a planetary thing at the moment. I've noticed a lot of my clients are missing a bit of a spark at the moment. I don't know what's happened. We've forgotten to keep our eyes on the prize, forgotten to manifest, we've forgotten to be grateful. Yep, so let's go on and let's just clear that spark energy thing. I feel like you need to have your own unique code as to how you get the spark back. So why don't you just tap around your ears and say, my molecules are in perfect balance. My molecules are in perfect balance. My molecules are in perfect balance. If you want to get super deep and sort of galactic about it, if you think about it, everything's always changing, isn't it? Like rivers are changing, trees are changing, animals are becoming extinct, animals are being created. Do you know what I mean? So why would it be any different for us? How come we expect everything to always be the same? Well, of course it doesn't. And so we've got to be able to when there's upgrades or when there's shifts, we can actually be masters of that. Like we can actually master our own evolution around our own frequency. So I think part of it is letting go that things have to be the same. And it's almost like a full spiritual freedom. So I just want you to close your eyes and just want you to imagine that you can like literally soar around the world at the moment if you wanted to. Just close your eyes and just get a sense that your spirit, if it wanted to, could whiz around the world 20 times and then pop back in this room. So just close your eyes and see if you can get a sense of that, and put in the chat if you got it. Do you see how unlimited you are? Put in the chat, let me know if you got it. Yep, got it. Someone's got it. Yep. Got it. Yep, good. Who hasn't got it? Put in the chat if you've got it. Okay, so the principle of that is that you're first spirit before you're your body, right? So therefore, do you think you can spiritually upgrade your body to be free and alive and excited? Because your body's a bit dense. Remember, your body's a bit dense. Have you noticed that? Like, if you just think about it, if you do a cleanse, like let's just be practical about it. If you're doing a cleanse, you know, and you've got to do, I don't know, enemas or something, or, you know, you're doing like a fast, it takes a few days for all the poo to get out. Am I right? Like, let's just be basic about it. That's how slow we are. That's how dense our bodies are. Now, we can speed things up. I'm not saying we go to the toilet more often. What I'm saying is we can actually understand that this body, this work is a bit slower than our capability. We're very quick. We're very smart. We're very multidimensional. And I really want you to operate from that level where you're super smart, you're super multidimensional, your spirit building a business. So the business, you look at it and think, okay, so it's going to take a while for the assistant to do that, or this, you know, it's going to take a while for that closing to come in, or blah, 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 blah. But spiritually, you're not slowed down by it. Now, if you're following me, put in the chat, I'm following you, because I'm getting pretty complicated here. But the point that I want to make here is, therefore, wouldn't you just be full of joy? Wouldn't you be high vibe? Wouldn't you be like fully excited, even if the closing's coming in a few weeks, or no one signed up for that particular launch or whatever? Wouldn't you still be super high vibe and super excited, knowing that sometimes in the physical, things may take time and sometimes suddenly they don't? So remember, we got at the beginning of this call this thing about the timeline. We don't want to be caught in timelines, because as spirit, your natural state is high vibe joy. It's your natural state. It's the earthliness that slows us down. It's the fight with someone who's on a different, you know, tired, or they got trauma or whatever. It's that client that's been difficult, that's got a different money mindset, all of that stuff. But from this spiritual energetic, can you see how you can be a little bit more energetic, a little bit more high vibe? Got that? Everyone following that? Be in the spirit, not in the body, and then you'll be high vibe. And then jump back into your body, and you'll bring that energy, and people go, what is it about this person? They've got this magnetic energy. I just want to work with them. I don't know why. They just seem limitlessness. They have got this unlimited energy. Then you get this frequency where the quantum field starts bringing you things that aren't limited. That's how you bring the energy. You pop out and then you pop back in. Like going to sleep at night. That's what you're doing at night. You're popping out and coming back. Okay, so let's just clear something on that. Okay, I take responsibility for my attitudes, and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively transform, transcend, dissolve my lack of nurturing by my inner mother, resulting in a sense of desolation and lack of self-assurance into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively mother myself. This is for men as well. Mother myself, which will result in joy and a sense of freedom and ability to give and receive more. I just want to point out how amazing is kinesiology that I found that out of all that talk, and that was the correction. I just jumped out of that was what I muscle tested out of these clearings. Isn't that amazing? Exactly what we're talking about. So we're talking about the joy. You've got to create the joy. No one can give it to you. You've got to mother yourself. You've got to look after yourself. You got to know that your spirit before your body, before your business, and you flick around the world and you come back and go, this is amazing. I've decided that I'm amazing. I'm telling myself I'm amazing like your mother hopefully told you. And you're going to get on with it with that high level joy, because no one's coming to do it for you. You'll be like, sometimes people do, but when you do it for yourself, then everyone comes in and does it for you. You've got to do it for yourself first. Makes sense? Okay, so let's clear a generational program. What are you going to do, Grace? Clip-clopping around like a horse. Okay. You have to work hard for your money. We're not having that generational program anymore. We don't want that program. We don't have to live in that program. That program's gone. That program's not for you. When you're in a manifesting paradigm, we don't work hard for money. We work a lot. We work hard, but not for money. We work hard and we work a lot. Sometimes, as Beverly said, she knew I was up at about nearly 1 o'clock last night, just because we're in the joy of the work. The money's already here. The money's already coming. That we're not doing it for money. We're doing it because we're good at it, because that's what we do. That's how we share ourselves with the world. That's how we're doing it. Yeah, whole different paradigm. Does that make sense? So you may be able to release this through the impact of this generational program. You have to work hard for your money through your generational family line. Would you like to do that for them? Okay, I want you to say, it is safe for me to release the generational program. You have to work hard for your money from my family line. I, and then your names, now willingly offer to release the generational program. You have to work hard for money from your family line. So identify and click the generational program. You have to work hard for your money held in everyone's past family line. Identify and click the generational program. You have to work hard for your money held in everyone's present family line. Identify and click the generational program. You have to work hard for your money held in everyone's future family line. So I, and then your names, now willingly release the negative generational program. I have to work hard for my money that prevents me from. I am fascinated by my next level with ease and grace. So just feel the joy of that. Like it's a, can you see it's a joy germ? It's like a good vibe. Because you're not doing it for money, you're doing it because you're fascinated about what you can achieve and what you can create. It's fascinating, lights you up. It's a food, it's a nourishment. It is safe for me to release the negative generational program. I have to work hard for my money that prevents me from. I'm fascinated by my next level with grace and ease. My goal for this balance is to release this generational program and transform it into the belief that I am fascinated by my next level with grace and ease. So let's stack that in. So you're going to bunch up your fingers, you're going to put your face to the front, and we're slowly going to move your eyes around in a circle. And then we're slowly coming back. Zipping up. I, and then your names. Now release and delete my generational program and transform it into the belief that I am fascinated by my next level with grace and ease. Okay, so let's do clear some codes on that. What's happening in the family line, guys? Lots of hard work, because that's what they thought you had to do. They just didn't know. You know, this is how it's like, if you could just be an eagle eye on yourself at the moment, you'd just be so full of joy when you realize you can actually show up online, on email, and be yourself and get paid tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, $1 million. It's random, isn't it? Like in our family line, that was never possible. And so when you start getting really fascinated about how you can contribute and how you can show up and how you can build wealth and impact, it's just limitless, isn't it? When you think about it, it's incredibly exciting times, isn't it? Okay, so let's clear something in the family line. Invaded space. Where if you feel like you've got an invaded space, how do you feel like your space is invaded? What's this invaded space energy that we need to clear? Put in the chat. This is to do with your generational line. At home, yep. Oh yeah, that's so true, yep. I think what I want to clear right now is sometimes our spiritual space has been invaded by the family traits, by the family expectations, by the family line. It's almost like people's paradigms invading into your sacred space of what's possible for you. Yeah, because it's such a sacred space. When you're thinking about what's possible for you, it is probably the most sacred space there is. You know, so you want to be careful about how you share your goals sometimes, because it's a sacred space. It's a fragile sacred space until it starts to create and it becomes true. So let's just clear anything in your family that's come upon you and invaded your space, their thought forms, their expectations about what you can achieve in life, based on what they've achieved. So we're clearing that from the family line. And if you want to just say these numbers, 178, 956, 815, 986. I've got people in the house too. There's a lot of house stuff happening. So, you know, people in your house or growing up, people in your house could be a generational thing around that, or people that you actually live with now, that it feels like it steals a little bit of your joy, or you're not able to hold the sacred space of fascination of your next level, like the dreaming into the ninja you that's tracking beyond what they're not even able to track your spirit, because maybe your spirit's just whipped around the world a few times before. How can they keep up with that? Of course they can't, because you're in creation mode. Yeah, so we've got the spiritual self that's creating all these incredible futures, and they, you know, some people, they couldn't even begin to understand what you're creating when you're a next level person, which is what you are, especially if you're really good at what you do in business. A lot of people don't understand how many things you've got going on at once, how many people you're helping, how many complicated things. They just don't know. How can they know? So you have to hold that energy for yourself. You have to be that much of a boss, of a next level high integrity person, that you can hold all of that responsibility and still be human with the people that are in your house. And your workplace is like in a house. And so we've got to be able to have enough of an energetic strength to hold all of that and still be joyful. See, can you see we're really tweaking your identity at the moment to be a high level sacred leader? That's actually the journey here. Yeah, where you've got that high level of integrity. Okay, so let's just tap down and let's just clearing people in the house, the energy of that, what that represents. And just say the numbers 875 412 963 206. Okay, we're going to clear any ego. We're going to clear ego. So I think I posted about it today. I don't know if you guys saw that. Like, there's two things you can really lean into. If you're going really, really well, like super well, you're getting really good money and getting a lot of success, you lean into humility. You lean into that total detachment of being more going into these qualities that we're talking about today, being really in the virtues and building the virtues that attracts more and more and more and more of the people that you can do your best work with. And if you're struggling, we double down on gratitude. But look where I am. Look what I built so far. Look, most of you are already ahead from last year financially anyway, so we should be grateful always. Yeah. But don't worry, just grateful. Look at my house, look at my body, look at my kids, look at my life, look at the beach, look at the tree, look at the dog. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah. Two things. Going really high, balance yourself with humility, own the virtues again to attract more, and then be in the gratitude. Humility, gratitude, humility, gratitude, humility, gratitude. Okay, so let's just clear any ego energy. Egos also can trip you up because you think you're going well and then suddenly you get a hit that'll bring you down. It's like an equalizer. And so let's just tap down. So anywhere and everywhere that you have had any ego implants or projections or fear of ego, being too confident, we're asking for those sort of imposter syndromes to be erased and deleted across all timelines, all dimensions, all levels of consciousness and beyond. Breathing in love, grace, and forgiveness. And breathing out all the energies that no longer serve. So it's almost like you're not afraid of ego. Yeah, because you know how to claim the humility codes. You know, it's almost like just because of the grace of God that you're here today and everything you've got to. And then you just, oh, wow, this is amazing. And if you think about it, that fascinated goal that we're working with is kind of like a humility thing, isn't it? Like you're fascinated. It's like a humility energy. It's like, wow, I wonder what I could do. Maybe I could do that. Maybe I could get bigger. Maybe I could make a bigger impact. Maybe I could employ more people. Maybe we could get to 2 million. Like it's not, can you feel the energies that fascinated? It's not ego. It's a curiosity that will create from the quantum field what you need next will show up, yeah, through the fascination. Now, if you think it's an ego thing, like, yeah, I'm the best, you see, it's a repelling energy, isn't it? It's not an opening into and downloading energy. Okay, so let's just think about your mums, your dads. Let's just tap down your mums, your dads, anything and anywhere and everywhere there's anything from your mum and your dad that doesn't fit your ultimate limitless paradigm where anything's possible with business, with love, with life, with the timeline. And anything in your grandparents, any trauma, any wars, any depressions, any holocausts, anything like that, just breathing in. And we're breathing out, we're just sending blessings, love, light, back down the generational line. Okay, so now that you have transformed your generational program, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine what your life is going to be like. So just see if you look different, sound different, feel different. So I now choose to believe that I'm free of the generational program, that I have to work hard for money. And I now choose, I'm fascinated by my next level with grace and ease. Take a big breath into that. I gratefully accept and retain the benefits of this balance. I now know and believe that once this balance is fully integrated, I'll be free of the generational program that you have to work hard for your money. And I now know and believe I'm fascinated by my next level with grace and ease. Okay, so how was that, guys? Put in the chat how that was for you. What have you, if you're doing some yawning, that's a really good sign. Have a big sleep tonight. A lot of the stuff gets integrated on levels that we can't even understand. We're working on so many other dimensions. We're not just working with the mind here, working with your energy. So sometimes there's a lot of cellular transformations that you might not notice, and you might notice them later, or you just notice later on that you've just improved, that your money's improved, your life's improving, your work's improving. So we don't have to understand everything. We just keep working towards the goals of you being in your highest form of success. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the recording if you want to give me a quick question, and we'll take it from there.